Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. This is Space Crusade, a game that is, dare I say it, out of this world. If you aren't pumped when you see this game set up, then do you even lift, bro? This is my childhood on the tabletop, really, and I could not be more excited about sharing this game with you today. Because we're going to do a playthrough. We're going to play through the first mission. But before we get started, I do just need to say a massive thank you to Stephen Evans, who donated this game to the channel so that I could actually produce this video for you today. If it wasn't for him, this wouldn't be happening, so thank you so much. This game is actually for 2 to 4 players. Up to 3 players will play as Space Marines, and then 1 player will be the alien player who controls all of the enemies. The idea is the various different squads of Space Marines have entered this Space Hulk to cleanse it of the vile alien forces. The 3 Space Marine squads available are the Imperial Fists, the Ultramarines, and the Blood Angels. And I have to say, when I was setting this game up, picking my squad, this game is so ingrained in my memory from childhood. I have selected to play as the Blood Angels. I have set them up exactly as I used to play them back in the day. I have given them the exact weapon loadout, the exact equipment loadout, the exact orders that I would have given them. It's all just ingrained in my brain. It all came flooding back. I remember exactly how I used to run this squad. Because of course each squad of Marines does operate slightly differently. Even though they have access to the same weapons, they have access to different orders and different pieces of equipment, which give them different benefits. The Imperial Fists tend to favour long range and heavy weapons. The Blood Angels are all about close combat and speed. And the Ultramarines are kind of a halfway house, providing that kind of versatility, flexibility that you would expect from the boys in blue. When you are building a squad, the restrictions on your composition are you have to have 1 commander, you have to have at least 1 heavy weapon, and you have to have at least 1 bolter, no more than 3 bolters. For my squad, I am taking the maximum possible 3 bolters, and that may seem like an odd choice. Bolters are of course the weakest weapons in the game. However, by taking bolters, I can build a squad that focuses on close combat and is more deadly as a result. And just to point out, all of these guys are magnetized. It may be the case that by the time you see this video, I have shared a video on how I magnetized all of these miniatures. I'm taking the minimum of 1 heavy weapon, and I've gone for the assault cannon. The reason I've done that is because the assault cannon is a really good weapon for picking out enemies that are scattered all over the place, and it's the only heavy weapon where there's no risk of shooting your own people. And as I intend to be getting up close and personal with the aliens, I don't want to be accidentally mowing down my own troops as I would be with either the plasma gun or the missile launcher. Finally, we have the Commander. The Commander's weapon options are a heavy bolter, which is generally the weapon you want to give to the Imperial Fist player. There is a power axe and bolt pistol combination, which is generally the best option for the Ultramarine player. And then of course we have the Power Glove Power Sword combo, which is ideal for what I intend to be doing with my Blood Angels. Having selected your troop loadout, it is time to select equipment cards. You get to pick 4 to begin with. There are 2 equipment cards that are specifically for your commander, and then there are 6 that are for your troops. For this loadout, I have gone with close assault blades. This means all of my Marines that have bolters can attack in close combat diagonally, and when they do so, the opponent is at a disadvantage. So this is going to buff 3 of the Marines in my squad. For similar reasons, I'm also taking the bolt pistols, which gives all of the Marines armed with bolters additional bolt pistols, which gives them an additional white dice when they attack in close combat. So they are each rolling 3 dice instead of 2, and that makes them very powerful up close. For my last 2 equipment cards, I have taken the 2 pieces of equipment that are specifically for the commander. I feel it is always a good idea to kit your commander out as much as possible. He is generally the last man standing when things go bad. So I have selected the bionic arm, and that will allow me to reroll 1 dice whenever I make a close combat attack with my commander. And finally, I have selected the personal force field, which boosts my commander's armor rating from 2 to 3. It's a massive difference, and it will help him to stay alive when he is in the thick of it. Finally, you get to select an order card. Orders are one-use special abilities. I have gone for Close Assault. When I play this on that particular turn, all of my Marines are allowed to attack in close combat and shoot their guns in the same turn. Normally, it's one or the other. And by the way, if you watched me talk through those cards thinking, where the heck did all those rules come from? There's no rules on those cards. It's because in this game, for some reason, all of the special rules for a card are printed on the reverse. Now, I'm not going to front load this playthrough with a lot of rules. I'm pretty much going to explain it as we go so we can get into the action. I will just say, obviously normally we would be playing against another player who is controlling the aliens, but we won't be doing that here. This game works a little bit different to Hero Quest in that you do have a map layout which the alien player will set up. That is what we have in front of us here, but unlike Hero Quest, you don't have specified locations for the monsters. Instead, there are 4 tiles making up the board, and whenever a player moves onto a new board, the alien player gets to select as many blips as they want and place them on that board. What I've done for this particular mission, which is a hunt for a dreadnought, I have divided all of the blips I'm allowed for this mission into 4 stacks, and each time we move into a board, I will take one of those stacks. Once we enter the second board, I will roll a d6, and on the roll of a 6, I will introduce the dreadnought to that stack of blips. When we enter the third board, I will roll a d6, and on a 5 or 6, I will add the dreadnought. And when we enter the last board, if the dreadnought still doesn't come into play, we will automatically add him to that final set of blips. All that's left to do is to read out our primary mission objective from the mission book. Mission 547/2 Sector 57, Seek and Destroy. Beta Squad, Alpha Company, has been wiped out by a dreadnought aboard alien vessel 547 codename Abomination whilst trying to clear the sector. You must seek out the dreadnought and destroy it. The primary mission token will be won by the Marine player who destroys the dreadnought. And I should point out that although all of the Space Marines are technically on the same side, they are all working towards the same goal, this isn't a strictly cooperative game. You can help each other, but points are awarded based on your kills, based on completing the missions, and there can only be one final winner. It's all about the glory at the end of the day. Right, let's get started. As the Marine player, we get to go first and we get to move and attack with each of our Marines. They start off on the docking claw and they need to move through the blast door. I'm going to start by activating one of my bolter team. Because they have bolters, because the bolters are light, they can move 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to remove this door. We can do that for free, it doesn't cost us a movement point. I can then continue my movement, and I'm going to go 4 to here, and I'm going to remove this door as well. And at this point I'm going to stop. Normally I would be allowed to attack, but as you can see there are no enemies on the board yet. But because a Marine has moved onto a new board and finished his activation, the alien player now spawns blips. So I'm going to take my first stack of blips and I get to choose anywhere on this section of the board to place those blips. I have no idea what these blips are, I have randomly allocated them into piles. The important thing is that all of the blips need to be placed out of line of sight, which means there aren't very many places in these 2 rooms where we can place any blips. With our blips placed, we continue our activations. We're going to move our commander, and our commander can move 6 spaces. We are of course going to be bold, we are going to open a door, confront some foes, and hopefully hack them to pieces. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we remove this door. And by opening that door, we have revealed 2 of the blips. That means the alien player has to flip those blips over and replace them with the corresponding miniatures. 1 orc, 1 Gretchen. Our commander has completed his move action. He is now going to attack that orc in close combat. Because he has the power glove sword combo, he gets to roll 2 red dice and 2 white dice. In retaliation, the orc will roll 2 white dice. We're going to roll the orc's dice first. The orc rolls a 2. Our commander has also rolled a 2. However, he has the bionic arm, which allows him to re-roll one of his dice. He is of course going to re-roll this 0 on the red. It's a 1. That gives us a total of 3. 3, of course, beats 2, and then we inflict damage equal to the difference in the values. So we inflict a single wound on the orc, and that is enough to kill the orc who only has 1 wound. And because we have killed that orc, we get to take this blip token, which scores us 3 points. Next up, we're going to move our assault cannon. He can only move 4 spaces, so I'm moving him now to get him to a position to kill that Gretchen. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. The Gretchen is in our line of sight. The assault cannon rolls 2 red dice. And the Gretchen has an armor class of 0, which means as long as we don't roll a double 0, we will kill the Gretchen. We have rolled a 1. We have barely succeeded, but we have succeeded in killing the Gretchen. And again, we claim the blip. As we have killed that Gretchen, we have now revealed this blip here to our commander, so the alien player must reveal it. And it's another Gretchen. We're now going to move another one of our bolters, and we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to shoot at the Gretchen with our bolter. We could of course have gone into close combat with the Gretchen, which would have given us a better chance of killing him, but I do have 1 marine left, and if I had attacked in close combat and fluffed my roll with this first one, the second one wouldn't have been able to get in to make his attack. We roll our 2 white dice. It's a double 0, that is a complete miss. Fortunately, we have a backup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, I can't attack diagonally through the door because the thickness of the walls prevents that from being possible. So I do have to do a head-on attack, which means I won't be able to benefit from my close assault blades, but I do still have my bolt pistol, which means I will be rolling 3 white dice to the Gretchen's 1. We will roll the Gretchen first. It's a 1. But it's a big hit from our Space Marine. He has inflicted 5 damage. That is a difference of 4, which absolutely smashes that Gretchen to pieces. And again, this token is ours. We are all out of action, so it is the alien player's turn. They start by drawing an alien event card and applying the effect. We have report in. Play on one of the Marine players. That player may not move or attack with his commander miniature on his next turn, as he must report in. That really sucks. We now get to activate any blips that are on the board. Blips can move up to 5 spaces, they can open doors, so we are going to assault these Marines. We're going to start with this blip down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is an android. That is bad news bears for our Marine. The android opens fire, rolling 3 white dice. And he has rolled a 3, that's a 2 there and a 1 over there. That exceeds the Space Marine's armor class of 2 and kills that Space Marine straight dead. The death of that Space Marine will cost us 5 victory points at the end of the game. Next up, we will move the blips inside the room. 1, 2, 3, open the door. 4, and it's an orc. Orcs can move up to 6, so he is allowed to continue his move. Now he is revealed. He's going to move up to here, and in fact to here. And then he's going to open fire on those Marines. Let's try and shoot this one here. Orcs roll 2 white dice. That's a 2. It is not enough to get through the Space Marine's armor. Let's move these other blips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another orc. He's shooting at the same Marine. And he's rolled a 3. That's another kill, another dead Marine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gretchen can move 8, so he's going to continue round to this corner here. And then he's going to shoot at the regular Marine, rolling 2 white dice. It's a 2, not enough. It pings off of the power armor. That is the end of the alien player's first turn, and a very successful first turn it was. All of my awesome close assault benefits for my bolter team not really going to help much now. because they're pushing up daisies. So we're going to start by moving our assault cannon, and we're going to try and clear out this room. 1, 2, 3, 4. With the assault cannon, you don't actually have to pick a target. You just roll the dice and then apply damage however you want. I roll my 2 red dice. And that's a 5. That's massive. And the reason that's massive is because the orcs have an armor class of 1. So 2 points will kill an orc. Gretchen have no armor at all, so a single point will kill a Gretchen. So I have just lit this room up and completely wiped out this greenskin horde. 2, 2, 1. 5 total. Big points for the assault cannon. My remaining bolter marine, I think, is going to have to take one for the team. He's going to have to go and deal with this android, because otherwise that android is going to come around the corner and he is going to shoot at someone, possibly the commander, possibly even the heavy weapon unit, and I don't want that to happen. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are going to attack diagonally with our bolt pistols and our close assault blades. This is incredibly risky because I am rolling 3 white dice, the android will roll 1 red dice. We'll do the android first. And of course the android rolls a 3. We roll our 3 white dice. And we've only rolled a 2. The android beats us by 1 and another marine dies. This is awful. And of course, because our commander is currently reporting in, I guess letting everybody know the body count, that's the end of my turn. First we draw an alien card and it is Booby Trap. A marine steps onto a defense charge. Pick any 1 marine miniature, not a commander, and make a missile launcher attack on that square. This is harsh, and this is probably the end of my heavy marine as well. When you make a missile launcher attack, you pick a square. In this case, it will be the square that our assault cannon is standing on. You then roll 2 red dice. The total of those 2 dice is applied to the square you picked. The higher of the 2 dice is applied to all the squares around it. Fortunately, my commander has a force field, which means he won't take any damage from this, but there's a good chance our assault cannon will die. Oh, we are so lucky. That is a 0-0. We live to fight another day. Or another couple of minutes, I guess. We have no blips on the board, but we do have an android. He moves 4 spaces. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he is going to make an attack. So I'm going to put this shot into the commander. And it's a 2 anyway. It's a new turn, and we're going to start by moving our assault cannon into the next room and then opening fire on this android and trying to take him out. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to shoot through the open door, 2 red dice. Double nothing! Yep, the android just shrugs that off. I guess the gun jammed. But we have finished an activation on a new board tile, so we would normally place blips down at this point. Before I do that, I'm just going to activate my commander, because my commander is of course going to run over and try and beat this android to death, because we do not want him tromping along behind us. So I'm going to deal with that and then I'll place the blips afterwards. 1, 2. The android rolls 2 red dice, unfortunately. And he's rolled a 3. Our commander rolls 2 red and 2 white. He's rolled a 2, a 0, a 0, and a 0. He is currently losing, but he does get a reroll. We're going to reroll this red. This time it's a 2. That's enough. We beat the android, and finally this annoying thing is taken down. And that's a big 10 victory points for the commander. As I mentioned, we need to put some blips out on the new board. First of all, I'm going to roll my d6. If I roll a 6, then the dreadnought will be added into the mix here. Nope. And here we are on the other side of the board with a stack of blips to apply. Our blips are down, things look rough, and unfortunately, it's time to draw an alien event card. I should point out there are 28 alien event cards. If the stack runs out, it's game over for the Marines, but honestly, I think it's going to be game over long before then. And the card we have drawn is out of ammo. Choose any one Marine miniature armed with a heavy weapon. That miniature's weapon must be replaced with a bolter. If there is no bolter, he may only attack in hand-to-hand combat. Off with that. On with that. At least he gets the benefit of my equipment cards now. I think I should also point out, this game doesn't scale terribly well. I am facing the same number of enemies now as a single squad of Blood Angels as I would be if there were actually 3 squads of Marines on the board, because it's really more about the points than anything else. So although I'm likely to get more of a beating, I am going to accumulate more points because I'm killing more things, I'm not fighting other people for kills. The number of reinforcements does get tweaked based on the number of players, but again, not by much. But really, it's about looking at this as a point scoring campaign. I am also free to leave the map at any point if I can get back to the airlock and to the docking claw, lick my wounds and try again another day. But I'm not ready to do that just yet. The blips activate, and of course we're going to start by activating the ones behind this door here. We open the door. This blip is advancing in. It's a Gretchen. Gretchen is not fancying his chances in close combat with that Marine, so he is going to back off and shoot at him. From this corner, Gretchen rolled 2 white dice. It's a 2, it's a miss. Next up, our second blip from round the door. Uh-oh, it's an orc. Again, this orc doesn't really want to get into close combat with this bolter armed Marine, so he is going to shoot from range as well. He's going to move over here and roll 2 white dice. It's a 1. We are rolling a little bit more how I expected now. Next, we will activate these blips here. We open the door. We move. 1, 2. We open this door. Our Marine can now see both of these blips, so we flip them. It's an orc. And another orc. Things are starting to look rough. This orc is going to shoot from where he is. 2 dice. And he's rolled double 2s. It couldn't last forever, could it? Our 4th regular Marine goes down. Our commander is flying solo. Our other orc is going to advance up and take a shot at the commander in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go from there. There's no range on ranged weapons. It's just line of sight. 2 dice. Double nothings. Just couldn't have got that against the regular Marine, could I? We have 3 more blips to move. We're going to start laying an ambush. We're going to move this door here. We're going to go 1, 2, open this door. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this guy's going to go 1, open that door. 2, 3, 4. We will leave that door closed for now. Okay, it's time for our commander to move. He is going to start by advancing up towards the orcs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As he stands here, he can now see this blip here. It's just a regular Chaos Marine, but probably something we want to take out as a priority. So we're going to use our last movement point to advance into this room. That will also reveal this blip here, which is a Gretchen. It's time to fight the Chaos Warrior. The Chaos Warrior will roll 2 white dice. In close combat, we will be rolling 2 red, 2 white. It's double nothing for the Chaos Marine. And we get 2. More than enough to take him out without needing the reroll. 5 more points for the pot. Unfortunately, that's it for all I can do. It is now time For the bad guys to retaliate, we start by drawing an alien event card. We have communications malfunction, play on one of the marine players. That player may not use any order cards on his next turn. That doesn't really matter anyway because I have no regular marines left to order. We're going to start by attacking with the orc that is adjacent to our commander. Now, normally, the sensible thing to do would be to back away and shoot at the commander, but that's not very thematic, is it? This orc wants a bit of up-close bother, so he is going to attack in close combat. He rolls 2 white dice. It's a 1, it doesn't look good for him. The commander rolls, and he's scored a 3, more than enough to kill the orc. Another 3 points. Nobody else is going to be that foolish. We are going to move this orc in here, like so. And then we've basically got a whole bunch of shooting. This orc, this Gretchen, and this Gretchen are all going to shoot at the commander. They all roll 2 dice when firing, they will have line of sight, so it doesn't really matter, we're just going to roll 4 sets of white dice and we'll see what happens. A miss. A miss. A miss. And another miss. But we still have a blip behind the door over there, and it's going to reveal itself now. Ooh, it's a Gretchen. It's going to stay exactly where it is and shoot with 2 white dice. Double nothings. It's the commander's turn, and I think it's time to start running and gunning, or running and punching as the case may be. If I stay and keep slugging it out with these guys, eventually they're going to chip away at me with enough shots that they will kill me, and I'm going to have to keep facing those alien event cards, and I'm going to have to keep having those sort of problems. But of course I do want to thin out the herd as well. So I think I'm going to start by trying to get out of line of sight and also trying to kill something as well. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm attacking the Gretchen. He's rolled a nothing. I roll many. 5. 2 more points. Things are looking up. I was kind of hoping the alien event card at the start of this turn would be respawn your entire squad and get a free turn. Unfortunately, it's spawn a gene stealer next to a marine and attack them. So, not quite what I was hoping for. We will pop our gene stealer there and he will attack with 2 red dice. And he's rolled a 5. That's a big hit. The marine commander rolls. He's only rolled a 3, but I do get to re-roll 1 dice. I'm obviously going to re-roll the red. I need at least a 2. Ah, no. That actually gets through my armor and inflicts 1 point of damage. I have 5 wounds remaining. Next up, all these green lads start chasing me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he can actually shoot me from there with 2 white dice. That's 2, but not enough to get through my armor. This Gretchen is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shoot with 2 white dice. And it's a 4. That gets through my armor as well. That's another wound. I'm down to 4. Then the orcs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can just see me. 2 white dice. Nope, nothing. And this orc goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't actually attack diagonally through the door because that wall is actually blocking his line to sight center to center. So that's the end of that. I guess the commander has to start by trying to kill that gene stealer. Or does he? I can't get through the orcs, so I can't retrace my steps. The gene stealer will hunt me down and it will attack me on my turn anyway, so I'm probably better off trying to kill something that has a ranged attack. So I think I'll do that. I think I will go 1, 2, 3, and we will attack this Gretchen. The Gretchen rolls 1 dice, rolls nothing. I roll 2 red and 2 white. And roll a 3, enough to splat it. 2 points for the Emperor. Time for another alien event. Oh, Jiminy Crikey. This is the Orc Mekaniak. An Orc Mekaniak uses an experimental weapon. Any one Orc miniature may fire as though it has a Devastator. The weapon, however, blows up. Remove the Orc. Now, this card generates a couple of questions. First of all, what the heck is a Devastator? This is something that has never been answered in the history of Space Crusade, to the best of my knowledge. In the rulebook, there is one mention of a Space Marine being armed with a Devastator, but it doesn't say what the weapon actually is. It just says in a little bit of microfiction that one of the Space Marines has to bring up the Devastator, which he never does. He dies before he does. And then the only other mention of a Devastator is on that particular card. When I was a child, I always thought it meant a missile launcher. And I believe in the Amiga version of the game, it was possible for this event to happen and it would treat the attack as though it was a missile launcher. Regardless, I don't know for sure. So the fun thing to do is to roll a d6 for it. On a 1 or a 2, this will be an assault cannon attack. On a 3 or 4, it will be a missile launcher attack. On a 5 or 6, it will be a plasma gun attack. But having said all that, it really doesn't make a huge amount of difference, as in all cases, the effect is the same because I only have one Marine left in play. The second question the card generates is, does anybody score points for the Orc when it blows up? I believe the answer is no, because in a multiplayer game there is no way to decide who those points should go to. Our Orc will move. 1, 2, 3, so he has line of sight. We roll our d6, not that it matters. Look at that, it's a 3. It would have been a missile launcher attack anyway. We roll our 2 red dice. We get a 1, so that's a big fat nothing for the Orc, who then promptly explodes. Next up, our Gretchen will move and shoot. 1, 2, 3. That's a good place for him. With 2 white dice. Double nothing. The Orc will move and shoot. 1, 2, 3. 2 white dice. That's a 2, that's a miss. Finally, our Gene Stealer will move and attack. The Gene Stealer rolls 2 red dice. And gets a 3. Not bad. The Commander rolls. Come on, we need a big roll from the Commander. He's rolled a 2. It's not good enough, but we do get a reroll. We re-roll our red. We lose another wound to the Gene Stealer. We are down to 3 wounds. This is not going according to plan. Our commander activates, and he is going to continue with this strategy of ignoring the Gene Stealer for now and trying to kill the things that are pinging him at range. The Gene Stealer is going to have to close the gap and attack him in close combat, which means he will get every opportunity to kill it again in the alien player's turn. So let's try and take out, well, as the Gretchen and the Orc both do the same attack at range, we might as well try and take out the Gretchen because it's the easiest thing to try and kill. 1, 2, 3. The Gretchen rolls 1 white dice and gets a nothing. We roll gobs of dice and we score a 5. Couldn't have done that against the Gene Stealer, could we? Too much to ask for. That's another 2 points. We begin the alien turn with another alien event. We draw Frenzy. Any one Gretchen or Orc may attack twice in hand-to-hand combat this turn. We may as well apply it to our Orc, although he will probably die. That means our Orc has to move because he's not allowed to attack diagonally. He's going to move 1. He then rolls 2 white dice. He's rolled a 2. Our commander rolls all nothings. Just straight nothings across the board. But he does get a reroll, so we reroll a red. Also a nothing. We take 2 points of damage. We have a single wound remaining, and that Orc gets a second attack. 2 white dice. Just a 1 this time. Come on, Commander. We rolled a 1, which is a draw, but we do get a reroll again. We will reroll our red. Come on, this is getting stupid. Nothing. So the orc lives. And now we have to deal with that flipping Gene Stealer too. The Gene Stealer moves into close combat. Attacks with 2 red dice. Double nothing. Oh, come on. Never going to get a better chance than this to wipe out the Gene Stealer. Yep, that's all nothings too. Well done. I do get a reroll though. Just a 1. A 1 will do it. Just a 1. No, obviously. Why not? Right, my commander's had enough of this now. He's going to close assault the orc and then he's going to do a bunk. He really needs to get back to the docking claw and then try again another day because clearly all of his equipment is malfunctioning at this point. The orc rolls 2 white dice. Gets a 2. The commander rolls a 3. There's a 3 in there. There's a 3. For a moment I thought they were all nothings again. We kill the orc. We don't even need our reroll. 3 points. Hooray! And now, deciding that discretion is the better part of valor, we are going to make a full move of 6 squares towards the docking claw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We draw an alien event and it is redeploy. You may place up to 3 blip tokens onto a board that has been scanned. These tokens may be taken from elsewhere on the board. The normal rules apply as to where these tokens may be placed. Obviously I don't have any blips to redeploy, but I'm actually going to take 3 from one of my undeployed stacks, and I'm also going to roll to see if one of those will be the dreadnought. We roll our dice. On a 5 or 6, the dreadnought is going to be one of the 3 tokens. And of course, I rolled a 5. So we get 2 blips and then the dreadnought. We place our 3 blips down. And before we charge in with our Gene Stealer, let's deal with the blips first. We'll start with this one here. 1, 2, 3. It's in line of sight. It's a Gretchen. That Gretchen is just going to take a pot shot from where it is. Double nothings. Next up, we'll move this blip. 1, 2, 3. It's in line of sight. It flips. It's an orc. That orc, knowing full well what the remaining blip must be, is going to back away. Over to here. He will take a shot at the commander because he might as well. He rolls a 2. That's not enough. Our final blip moves. 1, 2, 3. It is, of course, our dreadnought. Dreadnoughts are very scary. They are very scary because they have 2 heavy weapon platforms and they have bolters as well. So each turn they can take 3 shooting actions. They can shoot with each heavy weapon and then with the bolters. That means my commander is about to face a brutal barrage. We start with the assault cannon. 2 red dice. 2, that's a miss. Now the missile launcher. That's 4. That gets through my armor of 3. It inflicts a wound. That's my last wound. My commander is exploded. That's it. Game over. Nothing else was written. He put up a valiant effort, but in the end, just not good enough. It's time to tot up some points, but I can tell you now, it has not been a glorious day for the Blood Angels. In total, we killed 42 points worth of enemies. However, we did not claim our primary or secondary objective. The primary objective was to kill the dreadnought, which we failed to do. The secondary objective, we actually achieved it. We killed the android, which was the secondary objective. However, you only get to score that if the alien event card is played that actually reveals what the secondary objective. It's actually kept secret from the Space Marines until that time. So in total we scored 42. That wouldn't be too bad, but we also lost an entire squad. We lose 10 points for the death of the commander, 10 points for the death of the heavy weapon, and 5 points for each of the regular Marines. So we have to take 35 points off of our total of 42, giving us a grand total of 7. And if we refer to the Space Marine Combat Effectiveness table on the back of the mission book, it says 10 points or less. You have done very badly. You don't say. In an attempt to redeem yourself, you re-enter the alien spacecraft on your own. You are killed, but die gloriously. In your next game, you must start off with a new sergeant and no honor badges. Well, that's fine. For the Chaos player, it was a good day. Obviously, we killed 35 points of Marines. On top of that, we prevented them from achieving their objective, which means we score an additional 30 points. That's 65 points in total, and if we refer to the alien combat effectiveness table, it says scoring 61 to 80 points is a commendable performance, and you are awarded 2 marks of Chaos. Once you have 4 marks of Chaos, you can go up a level in rank. So the first steps in a glorious new career. It's good to be evil. And that's it, my first venture into Space Crusade after so many years, after decades of not playing this game, and we end with an ignoble defeat. But what a lot of fun. I had an absolute blast playing this. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and if you want to see more of this, do let me know in the comments. But for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider pressing the like button. If you have really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.